Hey everyone, and welcome back. I think we could all use a little more relaxation in our lives, and that's what we're diving into today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Creating that luxurious spa experience, but right in our own homes and without spending a ton of money.
I know, right? It's so easy to think of spas as being, these super expensive things, but really the idea is just, taking care of yourself.
Exactly, and that's actually what I really loved about this article we're looking at today. It's called Budget Home Spa, 7 Blissful Ideas, and it's from Spavelous magazine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they really get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about like throwing together a face mask. It's about creating this whole experience, a sensory experience.
That makes me think about how powerful our senses really are. Like you can totally change how you feel just by, changing what you see and hear and smell around you.
Absolutely. So are you ready to dive into some of these ideas?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the article starts off talking about the bathroom, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's already the most spa-like room in most homes.
Yeah, for sure.
But they have all these great tips for turning it into a true sanctuary. Like one of the first things they suggest is swapping out your regular towels for those big plush white ones.
Oh, yeah, I love that. It's such an easy change, but it feels so much more luxurious.
Right. And they talk about getting a bamboo bath mat too. Have you ever had one of those?
Oh yeah, bamboo is like the ultimate spa material. And they're not even that expensive, you know? You can find them for like 20 or 30 bucks.
See, that's what I love. These are all super doable things. And while we're talking about bathroom upgrades, they have this awesome tip about switching out your shower head for one of those rainfall shower heads.
Oh, those are the best. It's like having your own personal
I
rainforest.
know, right? And you can get them for as little as like $25.
It's crazy how such a small change can make such a big difference in how you feel.
Okay, so now I have to ask about this one because you know me, I'm all about aromatherapy. They suggest putting eucalyptus branches in your shower. Have you ever tried that?
Ugh. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Eucalyptus is like a classic spa scent, right? It just opens up your sinuses and makes you feel so relaxed.
Totally. And it's so cheap too. Like a couple of bucks for a bundle at the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make your bathroom smell amazing.
Okay, so we've got the eucalyptus going. What else can we do to set the mood?
Well, the article talks a lot about creating the right ambiance with things like candles.
Ooh, candles are a must. They suggest getting unscented ones in bulk, though.
Right, because you don't want the scent to clash with any essential oils you might be
It's a
using.
really good point. They actually suggest getting a diffuser and a set of essential oils, which you can find for about $25.
That's a good deal.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then you just put on some spa music from Spotify or whatever you use, and boom, instant spa vibes.
It's amazing how much music can affect your mood, too. Like, think about the music you hear in spas. It's always so calm and relaxing.
It's true. And to add a little extra touch of life to the bathroom, they suggest getting a few small plants.
Oh, yeah, like aloe vera or a peace lily.
Exactly. They only cost a few bucks each, and they can really brighten up the space.
Plus, plants are good for air quality, so it's a win-win.
Okay, so we've got the bathroom looking and smelling amazing. Now let's talk about the actual treatments.
Yes, this is where the DIY magic comes in.
The article highlights how affordable and customizable DIY spa treatments can be. Like, for example, they start with something super simple, Epsom salt baths.
Ah, the classic Epsom salt bath. It's amazing for sore muscle.
I know, right? It's like a hug for your body.
Hmm.
And Epsom salts are so cheap, like $5 for a big bag.
Seriously, you can't beat that.
Then they talk about using coconut oil, which is like a wonder ingredient. You can use it for massages, hair treatments, everything.
And it's so moisturizing, it just makes your skin feel amazing.
And a jar of coconut oil only costs like $8 or $10. So versatile.
You can even use it to make your own sugar scrubs.
Oh, that's a good idea. And of course, no spa day would be complete without a face mask.
Right, and the article has a recipe for a super simple oatmeal and honey mask that you can make with stuff you probably already have in your pantry.
Oatmeal and honey. That sounds so soothing.
It is. The oatmeal is gently exfoliating and the honey is super moisturizing.
And to finish off our DIY spa experience, they suggest making some lemon-infused water.
Perfect for staying hydrated and feeling refreshed.
Just a couple of bucks for some lemons and you're good to go.
And it tastes so much better than plain water.
Okay, so we've transformed the bathroom, set the mood, explored some DIY treatments. Are you feeling relaxed yet?
I'm definitely getting there, but there's more to a spa experience than just the basics,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. What else do we need to complete our at-home oasis?
Well, we need to talk about all the cozy, pampering touches that make a spa feel so special.
You're so right. Like, what kind of things?
Well, for starters, we need a plush bathrobe, like one of those big fluffy ones that you just sink into.
Oh, yes. I love those. You can usually find them for like 20 to 30 bucks at discount stores.
Exactly. It's an instant mood booster. Just putting on a robe makes you feel more relaxed.
And they also recommend a memory foam bath pillow. Have you ever tried one of those?
Oh my gosh, those are game changers. Especially if you like to take baths. It's like having a cloud under your head.
Okay, I'm sold. And how about some slippers to keep those feet warm and cozy?
Slippers are a must. And they don't have to be expensive either. You can get a decent pair for like $10 or $15.
And to really complete the look, they suggest getting a microfiber headband to keep your hair out of your face while you're pampering yourself.
Love it. It's all about creating that spa-like ritual.
Now, the article also talks about the importance of organization for a truly Zen spa experience.
Oh, absolutely. Clutter can be so stressful.
So true. And they have some really clever storage ideas that won't break the bank, like using glass jars from the dollar store for bath salts and oils.
That's a great idea. It looks so much nicer than just keeping them in the plastic containers they come in.
Right. And they're only a couple bucks each.
Yeah.
They also suggest using wire basket organizers for towels, which are like $8 to $12.
Those are great for keeping things tidy, and they look nice too.
And for a touch of rustic charm, they recommend using wooden trays to arrange your spa essentials. You know, like candles, essential oils, things like that.
Ooh, I love that idea. I'm all about that rustic vibe.
Me too.
Yeah.
You can usually find wooden trays for like 10 to 15 bucks. And to keep those plush bathrobes off the floor, they suggest over-the-door hooks.
Simple but effective.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got storage covered. Now how about we add a little color to our spa sanctuary?
Ooh, yes. Color can make a huge difference in how a space feels.
The article suggests going for a spa-inspired color palette using soft, natural tones. Like they recommend a soft sage green for the walls.
Sage green is so calming and peaceful. It's the perfect color for a bathroom.
I agree. And a gallon of paint is only like $20 to $25, so it's a relatively affordable way to transform the space.
Totally. And if you want to add a little contrast, they suggest painting an accent wall in pale blue.
Oh, I like that. It's like bringing a little bit of the sky and ocean into your bathroom.
Exactly. And you can get sample sizes of paint for like $15 to $20, so you can try out a few different colors before committing to a whole gallon.
That's a great tip. And to complete the look, they suggest using white trim paint and incorporating some natural wood accents.
That sounds so fresh and inviting. It's like a modern take on a classic spa aesthetic.
I love it. Okay, are you ready to take our spa experience to the next level with some aromatherapy?
Bring on the essential oils.
The article talks about the amazing benefits of aromatherapy for stress reduction and mood boosting. And they have some specific recommendations for essential oils to use.
Like what kind?
Well, for relaxation, they suggest lavender oil, which is a classic choice.
Lavender is always a good idea. It's so soothing and calming.
It is. And a bottle of lavender oil only costs like $8 to $10.
Not bad at all. What about for something more uplifting?
For an uplifting and energizing scent, they recommend sweet orange oil.
Oh, I love sweet orange. It's so cheerful and bright.
Me too. And it's a little cheaper than lavender oil, too. You can usually find it for like $6 to $8.
Awesome. And what about if you need a little pick-me-up?
For that, they recommend peppermint oil.
Peppermint is so refreshing. It's great for clearing your head.
Exactly. And it's usually the cheapest of the three. You can find it for like $5 to $7.
Wow. So we can create a whole aromatherapy arsenal for under 30 bucks.
Pretty much. And to make things even more fun, they suggest getting some glass spray bottles so you can make your own room sprays.
Ooh, that's a great idea. You could even mix different essential oils together to create your own custom blends.
Totally. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so now I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of the article, which is all about adding seasonal touches to your home spa.
Seasonal touches. I love that. It's like having a different spa experience for each season.
Exactly. Like for spring and summer, they suggest using citrus essential oils, light cotton throws, and fresh herbs.
That sounds so light and refreshing, perfect for the warmer months.
And then for fall and winter, they recommend switching to warming spice oils, cozy fleece blankets, and pine or cedar sprigs.
Oh, that sounds so cozy and inviting. Perfect for when it's cold and dreary outside.
I know, right? It's such a simple way to switch things up and keep your spa feeling fresh and new.
So we've created this amazing spa-like oasis in our homes, but how do we keep it that way?
That's a great question. The article actually has a whole section on maintaining your budget-friendly spa.
Okay, good, because I was wondering about that.
Like one of the first things they say is to make sure you replace your candles and essential oils before they run out.
That makes sense. You don't want to be in the middle of a relaxing bath and realize you're out of lavender oil.
Uh-huh, exactly. And they also emphasize the importance of cleaning and organizing your spa space weekly.
It's so easy for clutter to build up, even in a space that's meant for relaxation.
It's true. A little bit of regular maintenance goes a long way.
Hmm.
And they suggest rotating your aromatherapy scents seasonally, too.
That's a great idea. It keeps things interesting and prevents your senses from getting used to the same scent.
They also recommend refreshing your towels and linens every few months.
Fresh towels and linens are the best. They make such a difference.
And to keep things budget-friendly, they suggest checking out thrift stores for unique and affordable decor pieces.
Ooh, thrifting is so much fun. You never know what treasures you'll find.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's one last section I want to touch on, which is all about those simple touches that make a big impact on your spa experience.
Like what kind of things?
Well, for starters, they suggest getting some fresh flowers, either from your garden or the local market.
Flowers are always a good idea. They add such a nice touch of beauty and fragrance.
And they don't have to be expensive either. Even a single stem in a vase can make a difference.
They also recommend rolling up your washcloths and putting them in a pretty basket.
Oh, that's a cute idea. It looks so much nicer than just having them stacked on a shelf.
And they suggest using glass containers to display your bath salts.
That's a great way to add a touch of elegance to your spa setup.
And to bring in some natural elements, they recommend using shells or river rocks.
Oh, I love that. It's like bringing a little bit of the outdoors inside.
And lastly, they suggest playing soft music on a small Bluetooth speaker.
Music is essential for creating the right atmosphere. And you don't need anything fancy. Just a little speaker will do the trick.
Wow, we've covered so much in this deep dive. I'm feeling so inspired to create my own little spa haven at home.
Me too. It's amazing how many affordable ways there are to create a truly luxurious and relaxing experience.
And what I love most is that it doesn't have to be complicated. It's really just about being mindful and intentional about creating a space that promotes well-being.
You know, you've got me thinking. The article focused mainly on the bathroom. But what if we expanded that idea?
What do you mean?
Like, what if we took these same principles and applied them to other rooms in our homes? Could we create a sleep sanctuary in our bedroom or a meditation haven in our living room?
Ooh, I love that idea. It's like taking the spa experience beyond the bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine dimming the lights in your bedroom, adding some soft textiles, and diffusing some calming essential oils.
It would be like creating a cocoon of relaxation.
Or how about turning your living room into a meditation space with a few candles, a comfy cushion, and some calming music?
That sounds amazing.
It's really about reclaiming those spaces in our homes and making them work for us.
And it doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. We can use a lot of the same ideas we talked about for the bathroom.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. How can you infuse your entire home with a sense of peace and rejuvenation? What other rooms or activities could you transform into mini retreats?
That's a great question to think about. It's all about making self-care a priority and creating a home environment that supports our well-being.
Beautifully said. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more budget-friendly spa ideas, so don't go anywhere.
And we're back. I don't know about you, but all this talk about home spas is making me want to go and draw myself a bath right now.
Oh, yeah, me too. It sounds so relaxing. Okay, so before the break, we were talking about all the cozy pampering touches that can really elevate your home spa experience.
Right, like all those things that make you feel like you're at a fancy spa, but without the price tag.
Exactly. And the article has some really great budget-friendly suggestions. Let's dive back in, shall we?
Let's do it.
So first up, they talk about the importance of creating a calming and organized space.
Yeah, because clutter can be a real mood killer.
So true. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind, which is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve here.
Right, we want to create a sense of peace and tranquility.
Exactly. And the article has some really clever ideas for organizing your spa essentials without spending a fortune.
Like what?
Well, one of the first things they suggest is using glass jars to store your bath salts and oils.
Well, that's a good idea. It looks so much more stylish than keeping them in those plastic containers they come in.
And you can get glass jars for super cheap at the dollar store.
Like $1 or $2 each.
Yeah, something like that. They also recommend using wire basket organizers for towels, which you can usually find for under $10.
Wire baskets are great because they're both functional and stylish,
And for a touch of rustic charm, they suggest using wooden trays to arrange your spa essentials.
Ooh, I love that idea. Wooden trays add such a nice warm touch to any space.
And they're not that expensive either. You can usually find them for like $10 or $15.
Awesome. So we've got our bath salts, oils, and towels all organized. What else?
Well, keep those plush bathrobes off the floor. They recommend over-the-door hooks.
Simple, but effective. And speaking of bathrobes, we can't forget about all those other cozy comfort essentials.
Oh, yeah. Like a plush bathrobe is an absolute must-have for any home spa experience.
It's like wrapping yourself in a cloud.
And you can find them for pretty decent price, too, like $20 to $30 at most discount stores.
That's not bad at all. And while we're on the subject of cozy things, the article also recommends getting a memory foam bath pillow.
A memory foam bath pillow. Tell me more.
Oh my gosh, they are a game changer. Especially if you like to spend a lot of time soaking in the tub. It's like having a pillow for your neck and head while you relax.
Okay, definitely adding that to my shopping list.
Yeah.
And what about slippers? Can't forget about slippers.
Slippers are essential for keeping those feet warm and cozy. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get a decent pair for like $10 to $15.
Perfect. And to really complete the spa, look, they suggest getting a microfiber headband to keep your hair out of your face while you're pampering yourself.
Love it. It's all about those little details.
So we've got the cozy essentials covered. Now, how about we talk about adding a splash of color to our home spa sanctuary?
Yes. Color is so important for creating the right atmosphere.
The article talks about the psychology of color and how different colors can evoke different emotions.
Right, like certain colors can make you feel more relaxed and peaceful, while others can make you feel more energized and alert.
Exactly. And for a spa-like atmosphere, they suggest using a palette of soft, natural tones.
Like what kind of colors?
Well, one of their top recommendations is sage green.
Sage green is so calming and serene. It's like being surrounded by nature.
And a gallon of sage green paint will only set you back about $20 to $25.
Not bad at all. What other colors do they suggest?
They also recommend pale blue, which is another very calming and tranquil color.
Pale blue is so pretty, and it's like the color of a clear sky.
And if you want to add a little bit of contrast, they suggest painting an accent wall in a slightly darker shade of blue.
Ooh, I like that. It would add a bit of visual interest without being too overwhelming.
And to complete the look, they recommend white trim paint and some natural wood accents.
That sounds so fresh and inviting. It's like a modern take on a classic spa aesthetic.
I love it. Okay, so we got the colors down now. Let's talk about one of my favorite parts of a spa experience, aromatherapy.
Yes. Aromatherapy is such a powerful tool for relaxation and stress relief.
And it's so easy to incorporate into your home spa routine.
Like how?
Well, the article suggests using essential oils, which are basically concentrated plant extracts that have various therapeutic benefits.
Right, like lavender oil is known for its calming properties, and peppermint oil can help with headaches.
Exactly. And essential oils are relatively affordable, too. You can get a bottle for anywhere from like $5 to $10, depending on the oil.
That's not bad at all. And you only need a few drops at a time, so a bottle can last you a while.
And to make things even more fun, they suggest getting some glass spray bottles so you can make your own room sprays.
Ooh, that's a great idea. You could mix different essential oils together to create your own custom blends.
Totally. Like you could create a calming blend with lavender and chamomile, or an energizing blend with citrus and mint. The possibilities are endless.
I love that. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about creating a calming and organized space, adding cozy comfort essentials, choosing a relaxing color palette, and incorporating aromatherapy.
But there's one more thing I want to touch on before we move on, and that's the idea of adding seasonal touches to your home spa.
Seasonal touches. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's basically about recognizing that our needs and preferences change with the seasons and adapting our home spa experience accordingly.
That makes a lot of sense. Like in the summer, you might want something light and refreshing, while in the winter, you might want something warm and cozy.
Exactly. So for spring and summer, the article suggests using citrus essential oils, light cotton throws, and fresh herbs.
That sounds so perfect for those warm, sunny days.
And then for fall and winter, they recommend switching to warming spice oils, cozy fleece blankets, and pine or cedar sprigs.
Oh, that sounds so inviting. It's like bringing the sense of the season into your home.
I love it. It's such a simple way to keep your home spa feeling fresh and new throughout the year.
So we've created this amazing spa-like oasis in our homes. But how do we keep it that way?
That's a great question. Maintaining your home spa is just as important as creating it.
Right, because what's the point of having a relaxing space if it's just going to get cluttered and messy again?
Exactly. Luckily, the article provides some helpful tips for keeping your spa sanctuary in tip-top shape.
Like what?
Well, one of the most important things is to make sure you replace your candles and essential oils before they run out.
That's a good one. There's nothing worse than wanting to relax and realizing you're out of your favorite lavender oil.
Ha 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 ha, so true. And they also emphasize the importance of cleaning and organizing your spa space weekly.
I know it's not the most glamorous part of having a home spa, but it's definitely necessary.
A little bit of regular maintenance goes a long way. And speaking of keeping things fresh, they suggest rotating your aromatherapy scents seasonally.
That's a great idea. It helps to prevent your senses from getting too used to the same scents.
And they recommend refreshing your towels and linens every few months, too.
Fresh towels and linens are the best. They make such a difference.
And to keep things budget-friendly, they suggest hitting up your local thrift store for new decor pieces.
Ooh, thrifting is so much fun. You never know what treasures you'll find.
Okay, so we've talked about all the big things like organization, color aromatherapy, and seasonal touches. But what about those little details that can really make a difference?
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, for starters, the article suggests incorporating fresh flowers into your home spa.
Flowers are always a good idea. They add such a nice touch of beauty and fragrance.
And they don't have to be expensive either. Even a single stem in a vase can brighten up a room.
They also recommend rolling up your washcloths and putting them in a pretty basket.
That's a cute idea. It's much more visually appealing than just having them stacked on a shelf.
And to add a touch of elegance, they suggest using glass containers to display your bath salts.
Oh, I like that. It's a simple way to elevate the look of your spa setup.
And to bring in some natural elements, they recommend using shells or river rocks.
I love that. It's like bringing a little piece of the outdoors inside.
And lastly, they recommend playing soft music on a small Bluetooth speaker.
Music is essential for creating the right atmosphere. And you don't need anything fancy. Just a little speaker will do the trick.
Wow, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive. I'm feeling so inspired to create my own little spa haven at home.
Me too. It's amazing how many affordable ways there are to create a truly luxurious and relaxing experience.
And what I love most is that it doesn't have to be complicated. It's really just about being mindful and intentional about creating a space that promotes well-being.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with one final thought. Remember that self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about taking the time to nourish your mind, body, and soul. And it doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. Even small changes can make a big difference.
So true. And remember to personalize your home spa to make it truly your own. Add your own special touches and create a space that brings you joy and relaxation.
Thanks for joining us on this journey to create a budget-friendly spa oasis right in your own home. We hope you've learned some valuable tips and feel inspired to start creating your own relaxing retreat.
Until next time, take care and happy relaxing.
Okay, so we've explored a ton of budget-friendly ways to turn your bathroom into a total spa sanctuary.
We talked about how to set the mood with aromatherapy, those cozy touches, and even how to make your own spa treatments.
And we even got kind of deep thinking about how to bring that spa vibe to other parts of your home and your life.
Yeah, it's been a really inspiring deep dive.
Totally. And I'm so ready to go create my own little spa haven.
Me too.
But before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something we mentioned earlier, the idea of intention.
Oh, yeah, that's so important.
It's not just about, buying a bunch of stuff and checking things off a list.
Right. It's more about being really thoughtful about what you choose and why, and making sure your spa space really reflects you and what you need.
Exactly. So as you're planning your own home spa, I want you to think about this. What does relaxation really mean to you? What kind of atmosphere makes you feel the most at peace and rejuvenated?
Maybe it's a space with lots of natural light and earthy colors. Or maybe it's more like a cozy nook with dim lighting and rich jewel tones.
Maybe you're surrounded by plants and the sounds of nature. Or maybe you prefer a more minimalist and clutter-free vibe.
It's all about what feels right for you. There's no right or wrong answer.
And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's more about creating a space that supports your well-being and brings you joy.
And don't be afraid to experiment. Take what you've learned from this deep dive, but also add your own personal touches and make it truly your own.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of budget-friendly home spa ideas. We hope you've picked up some helpful tips and feel inspired to create your own relaxing retreat.
Absolutely. Remember, self-care is so important. Take some time for yourself and create a space that nourishes your mind, body, and soul.
Until next time, happy relaxing.